Okay, here we go. Let's see. All right. So I wanted to go over the reason I wanted to do this on challenge groups is because we have a lot of new coaches and people run them differently. And there's not a way that you have to run them, but I know just having the idea and having that kind of foundation that gives you ideas helps a lot. I even ran mine differently than what we've been doing with Jen, and I actually like the way she does them now versus how we used to do them, but I'll go over all of that. Hold on one second. Okay. Why is this doing this? What? Okay. All right. Okay. Challenge group, I think everybody knows what they are, but for anybody who listens to the call that may not know, it's like an accountability support group. I hope that you've been in one of ours, and I suggest if you haven't that you get in one. We say and we hear challenge group a lot because you're challenging yourself. You're in a group where other people are challenging themselves to stick to their fitness program, drinking their Shakeology every day, eating right, and that is a challenge. But one of the suggestions that I always give when you're inviting other people is to not call it a challenge group or to add accountability to it. Because some people are like, challenge group, what does that mean? Like, do I have to meet up in a group somewhere and like compete with people, or what do I need to do? So I say, do you want to join an accountability challenge group with me, or an accountability health and fitness group? I mean, they're challenge groups, but it just makes it a little easier for people to understand what you're going for if you word it differently. Because sometimes I get lost in the Beachbody lingo and forget that my customers have no idea what I'm talking about when I say Shako and challenge groups and stuff like that. So that's one thing I would go over. It is an accountability group. It is for following these programs. They can last as long as you want them to. I like to change it up every 30 days because if you do it in 30-day increments, it's easier to stick to. Even if you're doing like P90X challenge group strictly, it's just easier to say, we're going to do a challenge group in January for 30 days, and we're going to follow Shakeology and this fitness plan. Now, some people do challenge groups that are just focused on one program, where everybody's doing that one program. I like to do it where I'm focusing on different programs because not everybody wants to do the same program. And I don't have so many people doing the same thing to where there wouldn't be other people doing different stuff that were off by themselves. I feel like it's more of a sense of community, and it also draws people into the other programs with curiosity when you do it all together. But that's my opinion. You can totally do it the way you want to. Let's see. What you should call it is totally your choice. I like what Jen did in December is based it around the holidays. That was the title of her group. And then this month, it was this, we did a title for New Year, New You. And if you change it up to kind of go with the month or to go what you're striving for in that challenge, I feel like that's a good idea. Lots of people do things that incorporate them and the challenge group. And what I mean by that is, like, some people like to do faith and fitness challenge group, where you do like Bible verses every day and post your workouts, or they'll do mommy fit boot camp challenge group where it's a bunch of moms in one group and you do stuff. So your name totally depends on what you want it to be, what you're going for, how many different kinds of people you want in your group. Sometimes I feel like the name of your group can be limiting. If you're, strictly calling it a mom group, it's only going to be inviting to other moms. If you strictly call it, a faith and fitness group, you're strictly limiting yourself and your customer base to those people that have those beliefs. So just remember when you're creating the names for your, sorry, I'm reading something on my computer. When you're creating names for your group, make sure that you're realizing that the name and how you invite people can affect the kind of people you're getting into your group. I hope that makes sense. If not, you can totally ask me at the end and be like, I don't know what you're talking about. Who to offer them to? I say offer them to everyone. But if you have people that are just doing a fitness program and they're not doing Shakeology, they didn't order a challenge pack, my opinion, I don't have them in my groups where I'm offering prize incentives, because you're putting money back into your challenge group when you do prize incentives. And I feel like unless they're investing and trusting in the full challenge pack in Shakeology and the fitness program, that they should be in another challenge group, accountability group, that doesn't have prize incentives, where you're still giving them accountability, you're still coaching them, you're still giving them support, but it doesn't get the same amount of time and it doesn't get the same incentives as one does with the challenge pack. And I used to feel bad about that, but I don't now, because the people that are ordering challenge packs are people that are trusting your process. They're trusting to invest in themselves, and they're putting trust in you to help them. That doesn't mean we should disregard other people, because sometimes you just flat out cannot afford a challenge pack and they still need your help. So don't disregard those people. I've also, in the beginning, when I had everybody in one group and I didn't do prize incentives, I would have people post pictures of their Shakeology, and the people that had just ordered fitness programs ended up every time buying the Shakeology because they saw other people using it. So understand that if you're doing these challenge groups for other people and not limiting it to just people with challenge packs, you're going to have that opportunity to come back and get them to use that once they see other people loving it, seeing benefits from it, and everything else. So don't feel like you have to limit who you're marketing to or who you're sharing your challenge groups with by how much money they spend on an order. Just remember that if you're doing prize incentives, you've got to be careful with what you're putting in. You don't want to spend more than what you're making. Let's see. How long to keep them open? Like I said, it's totally dependent on you. But sometimes, like if you keep the same name, like the whole group, and you keep it open for like a year, people kind of get bored. Like they like new, fresh things. I mean, think about New Year's. Everybody jumps on because it's a fresh start. It's a new beginning. They jump onto that. They're attracted to that. If you're doing the same thing over and over with the same name and everything, people get bored. Something that I love that I think simplifies the challenge group process, makes it more active, is exactly what Jen and I have done. And that was, instead of closing the December challenge group and opening a new challenge group, she just changed the name. And that leaves it open for people that have already ordered challenge packs that want to stay on their journey, which is going to keep them on Shakeology, which is going to help you. And it also changes the name, so it changes the feel. You're adding new, fresh people that have a new fire. Then you have the consistent people that are posting every day that they trust. So I feel like that just, that's one way to do it, where you're not having 800 groups that you're having to open and close constantly, but you're still getting that fresh new name, that fresh new vibe. Sorry, I'm trying to delete some videos because it's saying that I have high CPU message. I need to learn more technological stuff. Reward incentives, you can do them, you cannot do them. I think they're fun. It doesn't have to be anything big, especially if you're first starting out. You can do something like reward incentives, like I don't know, like a week of Shakeology, or let's see, or a program incentive, or like a yoga mat, or, you know, whatever you want to do. You can do something small. You can go by a point system, which is what I suggest. They have in our coach online office, they have a guide of how to run a challenge group. I looked at that once, but I never followed it. I really like the way that Jen and I have done it, like with the point system, on posting healthy food, posting your sweaty workout pictures. And then I like the bonus points, like with bonus workouts and before and afters. Now, this is something before Jen and I combined a challenge group. This is something that I really liked to do, and it was a requirement, but I like the way that Jen did it better. She made it a bonus to do your before picture, because that's really hard for people. It was hard for me. I put it out there, but it also holds you more accountable when you put your before picture out there, because you don't want to go and 4 weeks later look the same as you did that first day. So it kind of puts pressure on you. But if you do it as a bonus thing, people aren't so turned off by the idea, but they're like, oh, well, I really want these extra points. So point system is the easiest way to do it. You can organize it better than I have. Like one time I did where I would Hootsuite, and we'll do a deal on Hootsuite, but basically it plans all your stuff for you ahead of time where you don't have to post it at all hours of the day. You can sit down for a couple hours 1 month and post every day, like, okay, this is day something something, please comment your fitness, please comment your food, and it would strictly go in that forum for that day. So you're not having to go through and count up everybody's things all the time. I hope that makes sense. And Hootsuite is free for like so many groups, and if you add more groups, then you pay like $9.99 a month. But you go through and you just basically plan all the posts you want in your challenge group for every day, and then make it where the group only can comment underneath those threads, and it makes it more organized to where you can go through and just look at that one post that you made and count up the points instead of scrolling constantly over and over trying to count it up. Let's see. Checking in. You always, and I've been terrible at this since I've gotten burned, and it's not an excuse because I've checked in on my own Facebook. I could have checked in on the fitness or on the New Year, New Me thing, but honestly, it's really hard for me to do it because I just get jealous of everybody working out. But make sure that you're checking into your challenge groups, because if you're not doing the challenge with them, they're going to be like, wow, our coach isn't even doing it. Why am I going to do it? Like, why would I want to sit here and do something that she's telling me I should do and she's not participating in the group? It just gives a more positive vibe for them and a more encouraging vibe if you're doing it with them. Oh, my mouth is dry. Commenting. You always want to comment on what your girls are doing. That doesn't mean spend the whole day every time somebody posts something commenting and liking what they're doing, but spend at least 30 minutes if you can, if you've got a big group, a day where you're going through and you're making sure that at least the girls you put in the group, at least the people that you put in the group, you're commenting on that stuff. I mean, yes, you can go the extra mile and comment on everybody's things, but they at least need to know that they have their coach's support and that their coach is watching what they're doing and that their coach is encouraging them. I really like how we have done the challenge group in December and January, and I keep saying that, but it's made it just a lot more active, I feel like, and more supportive, having multiple coaches in one group and then adding new people to that. I feel like it's been really good. Now, obviously, if we get to where we like have 400 participants, we probably need to branch off. But I never teamed up before on challenge groups until this. And so it's been a way better experience, I think, and it's really good to team up with somebody. So even if you don't want to, keep adding them to New Year, New You and the ones that Jen and I do, it's always good to pair up with somebody, because say you're sick, well, that other coach can be there and help encourage, and it gives a more positive feel, and that's what the whole thing is about, is to be motivating, positive, and inspiring, and we do need help with that. That's one of the reasons Jen and I teamed up for Team Tenacity, because we're both moms, and we can't always be right there when all of you need us, so we try to fill in and help each other out. That's the whole point of this, is helping each other out anytime that we can. Now, your resources on challenge groups. There are so many YouTube videos on challenge groups and how to run them. If you don't like the way that Jen and I have done it, or you want to go a different way, we're not offended. This totally has to be your preference and what you're comfortable doing, and however you think that you will run a challenge group best is what you need to do. You can YouTube it. You can go in your Coach Online office and look. You can look around at other coaches' stuff and see how they run them. This is how I've found the best success. I've run a lot. I've run some where I've had 2 participants, and that's okay. You focus on those 2 people. And I've run some where I've had like 30 participants. Something else that I do that's been really helpful is, you know, we are free coaches to people even if they haven't made purchases. If they, you know, if we take their email address and enroll them and we're their coach, I have created a group that is the same name as my like page, Sharisa Riley Ending the Trend, but it's a group for all the people that have me as their health coach. And I go through and lots of them just go run or work out on their treadmills or the ellipticals, but that's a place that I have for people that aren't quite ready to invest in the money, but they see that I'm doing the work and that it's working for me, and I'm trying to help them get healthy and fit. And you're building a relationship with them, and they are trusting me, and eventually they will trust the programs. They will trust me enough to order the programs, and that's happened quite a few times. And it's also happened where people wanted to sign up as a coach because they liked how encouraging it was. So you have different options. You can have a group of just free, you know, customers that aren't ordering anything, but they have you as their coach in their Team Beachbody. Make sure that that's a requirement to get in this group, to sign up as you being their free coach. And then I have a group for people that can't or don't want Shakeology, that I don't do the prize incentives for, but I'm still there for them to encourage them. And then I have the group where I put a lot more time, a lot more effort. I want to do prize incentives. I want to do the programs with them. And that's where the full challenge group comes from. Start wherever you want to. Build onto it as you want to. Do one of these, do all of these, combine it. It's totally your choice, but that's just how you can do it. If you don't know how to create a group, put that down as one of your questions and we'll go through it really quickly. If you don't know like how to do your cover photos or what you should put in it or what meal plans you should do or whatever, just ask me and we'll go through any of that you want to. But ultimately, a challenge group is your preference, and a challenge group is what you can do best for your customers. That's ultimately what you want. And think about what you want in a challenge group as a customer. Like, what do you benefit from most as a customer in a challenge group? And put that in the way you run yours. I think that's it. So I'm going to open it up for anybody who has, oh my gosh, my mouth's dry. For anybody who has questions or anything like that, or if you didn't understand something I said because I'm babbling, just totally feel free. I'm going to unmute everybody. Ready, set, go. Wow, was I that informative? I feel really awesome right now. So do y'all all know how to create a group?
Yeah.
Okay. For people watching the video that don't know, it's on, if you're on a desktop, it's actually, I think, even on your phones and tablets. It's on the left side. You just scroll down a little bit. It'll say create a group. You pick a little icon thing that you want to. I don't suggest like picking a cupcake or anything, but you can if you want. And then you create your name. Like I said, make it you. If you don't want to do it by yourself, then pair up with somebody in the team. That's the whole point of having a team, is so we can help each other, help other people. Or just keep adding to the one that Jen and I have open. I totally like the way it's going right now. I think there's lots of participation. It's really encouraging to see that much participation. So when you're adding people into that, they're going to be looking at all the positivity going on, and they're just going to love that. Now, some people get overwhelmed by the fact that it's already been going on. and they feel a little behind. So people that are kind of shy, introverted, if you know them especially, you might have to kind of ease them into it, explain to them what's going on, and that everybody's just positive, welcoming, go over, you know, the fact that nobody can be negative or rude to them or they're booted out, because some people are just more shy. And like I said, it's totally your preference on what you do. I've had people turned away because I required before and afters, and I'm mean and I don't feel bad for that because I was required a before and after, and I think it helped me. It pushed me to go harder. And I'm not at the point where I want to be, especially right now. I haven't gained any weight, but I've gained some gut back since I've been out for a few weeks. And I hate that. It's always hard to like post a before. And I feel like even as a coach, it's hard because people are expecting you to be a certain way. But I just feel like that's a huge part of the process for people to really be ready to change. But it's totally okay if you're not, feeling that, if you don't want to put people out there. Oh, one other thing I wanted to go over. Some people don't have Facebook or anything like that, and they don't want to do that kind of group. If they order a challenge pack from you, especially, don't disregard these people. Always check on them. Always make sure that you're texting them, emailing, calling. Hey, how do you like your Shakeology? Do you need any new recipes? How's the fitness program going? You can even make a text group if they're more comfortable with that. Just make it work for your customers. Remember that they're going to come back and they're going to refer you if they trust you and if what you're doing is genuinely helping them. That's the edge that we have on other companies, is we are coaches and we are constantly trying to help the people that are doing it. We're not just done with them when they order something like, oh, I got my commission, see you later. Hope you keep doing Shakeology. You want to constantly be helping them, even if they don't have Facebook, even if they don't want to be in a challenge group. You can't just forget about them. I see so many of my coaches do that. Well, they didn't want to be in a challenge group, so they canceled their Shakeology and they didn't really do any good. Well, did you talk to them after they ordered? Well, no, they didn't want to be in a challenge group. Well, that doesn't mean they're irrelevant. They're just not comfortable with being in a challenge group. So just make sure you don't forget about people after they order, even if they don't join what you're offering to them. Sometimes it just, and sometimes people are just not comfortable in groups, and that's okay. But I think that's it. Have any of you run a challenge group yet, or have you added? I think I've seen some of you add people to the new group, or no?
Yeah, I've added. Yeah, I've added.
That's what I was thinking. And how are those girls doing?
For me, my one girl doesn't really like to post very much on Facebook. So
yeah,
I'm
I've
glad
had
you
that a
said
lot.
that you did that. Yeah.
Yeah, and you just check in with them. One of my best friends actually hates Facebook, and I'm such a Facebook person, and she does not have Facebook. She does not have Instagram. She does not have Snapchat. She has Pinterest, and that's it. And an email. That's as technological as she gets. But she rocked 21 Day Fix and Shakeology, and then T25, and now she wants 21 Day Fix Extreme. And I constantly followed up with her, and it was easy because she's one of my best friends, but you just have to remember to treat your customers like they're your best friends. Like you're constantly checking on them and making sure that they're doing good, because they won't come back to you again and they won't refer you if you're not actually coaching them. But anyways, was that all the questions and everything? Has anybody had any trouble with adding people or anything like that? Nope. So you've just had one person that didn't really like the participating?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, hopefully that will answer everything. Like I said, something I always do when I don't get my questions answered the way I want or as quickly as I want is I Google it. Like I always Google stuff, and sometimes it confuses me more, but most of the time I'll go and I'll find like 800 YouTube videos, especially Caleb. I like all his videos. They're funny, on how to run challenge groups, and it just gives me ideas. even if you'll look on one of his videos, this is totally off topic, but one of his videos he does on inviting people on Facebook Message, you can actually do the voice recorders. And it's more personable than just typing it out. But that's just another thing. So go through anytime you have questions or want to look at different things that maybe we're not doing. Go look at the other coaches that are doing stuff. Find somebody that is your role model that you can follow if you're wanting to find different ways to do stuff. And that's what I do all the time. I don't follow one person because I swear I have a form of ADD, and I just get scatterbrained and just like to come up with like a bunch of other ideas and compact them into my weird little own way. But yes, I'm glad y'all were all on. I'm super excited that y'all get to make it. And I'm going to post, I'm going to find out, because I think Iron Edge just switched their team meeting days, and I'm going to find out what that is for sure. And then I'm going to post in Team Tenacity and see when the best day for the majority is to do these team calls every week. Like I said, if you can't get on, the recording's there. But of course, I'd love to have as many people on every week as we can. But we'll try to find the best times to fit everybody's schedule. And we'll try to make them where they're about 30 minutes long. No guarantees, but we'll try to. All right. No questions?
Nope.
Awesome. All right. Well, I'm going to let y'all go, and I'm going to drink more water because I'm about to lose my voice.
All right. Thanks. Okay.
Yeah. All right, y'all.